LEGO fans, it's Steven from Major Spoilers, and holy cow, look what we have this week. It's set 75827. It's the Ghostbusters Firehouse Headquarters. Yeah, this is not some forced perspective thing. This is a giant box. This is a heavy box. I want to say it's probably 10 or 12 pounds of brick that's inside. There are 14 bags. There's a huge instruction book, and there's something like a dozen minifigures that come with this set. This one also has how many? It seems like 7,500, 832 pieces, but really it's only 4,634 pieces. Let's open this big boy up, let's put it together, and then let's talk about it. Oh my goodness. This is a giant set, and I'll be honest with you. It took me about 2 days, about 20 hours total over 2 days, to put this thing together. And I gotta tell you, there's a lot of repetition in this building because it's essentially a giant rectangle that you're building up with all these bricks and all the little detail that runs up and down the side of the building and the windows. I'll be honest, it got a little boring towards the end putting this together, but the end result is something that is magnificent. Where to start? I don't even know where to start on this piece. Well, why don't we start like we do, always do, with the minifigures. Of course, we have the Ghostbusters. We have Stantz and Spengler and Venkman and Zeddemore. We have seen these minifigures before in the LEGO Ideas Ghostbusters Ecto-1 model, so I don't really remember too much difference between the two, except one of them has slime all over himself that he can clear off later on. Each one of these is really nice, and they come with a different piece of ghost-busting gear. All of them have packs, which can attach on the back, but they come with either the spectral analyzer or a ghost trap or just some other piece of equipment, which makes it very nice. Then we get into the monsters and the ghosts and the backup characters, which make this set really, really cool. Let's take a look at Janine. You can't have a successful business without the person who's running the office, and Janine's character looks fantastic. I like this one a lot. Then we have Tully. And this one's interesting because Tully comes, of course, his clothing is messed up, but he comes in a couple of different versions. He's got one where he can wear hair and you can have his eyes one color. And then it comes with a totally separate head for when he's being tested inside the firehouse. And you can pop that off and you've got the little gray dome that can go onto his head, and you can analyze him. And the eyes can change color there as well. There is no Dana, only Zool. The Dana character, again, another nice one. The hair is fantastic on this one, and you do have two different faces depending on how intense things are getting at the moment. The one thing that maybe would have been a little nice in this set is to maybe have some cloth for the skirt, but I can get by with the way it is right now. You have a zombie driver, just because, why not? A zombie driver. He looks particularly ghoulish. If you're a fan of the original movie, the librarian makes an appearance, and she too has a different hairstyle, which can go completely white, and she has a scary face for when she's telling you to be quiet. And I like this one. We've seen this base kind of figure before in the LEGO minifigures lines from the last Halloween. I believe it was set 14, I believe, had the Shrieker or the Ghoul. I forget what her character name was. But this is the same build as that, just different paint job. I do like that the librarian has a book that she can carry around with. Really neat character. Then we have some ghosts. We have Slimer, and I don't think this set would have been complete without a Slimer character. This one, it's fascinating that LEGO included with these little ghost characters these little clear pegs that you can use to either stick into the side of the building or mount at different places throughout the building so it looks like ghosts are flying around the building. I thought that was a kind of a neat touch. And I like the Slimer figure. His arms do move. It is not a glow-in-the-dark figure, at least as far as I know, but it can be set on many different pieces throughout this set. And then surprisingly, we have two little ghosts, a pink ghost and a blue ghost, that are running around. Their arms do not move. They are just solid little pieces, but a nice addition for the Ghostbusters to go and chase and bring in. With the minifigures out of the way, let's take a look at, let's just take a look at the outside of the Ghostbusters HQ. It has got a ton of detail, from the stoplight and the trash can in the street to some weird stuff, which I'll be honest with you, there are some things in this set that maybe come from Ghostbusters 2 movie, or maybe they come from the animated series or whatever, but there's some weirdness going on in here and some details that I'm not totally familiar with. For example, here on the street, there is a broken up sidewalk with some ooze coming out of it. Maybe that's from Ghostbusters 2. I don't know. Really, the detail here is phenomenal. From the little ornaments around the top of the building to the, as I mentioned, the gray brick that runs along the side as a trim around the windows. This is really stunning when you take a look at it from the outside. There's even a nice fire escape on this side of the building where the doors do open and it does become part of the playset inside. And so from the outside, lots of really cool things. One thing was a disappointment though, and that is here on the back. Yeah, I was really disappointed in how the back of the building is just like bare brick. It's kind of like when you buy a house and three sides of the house are covered in brick and then the back is just vinyl siding because it's cheaper. And besides, who's going to look at the back of this building? I understand LEGO's position on this, or I'm assuming what their position is that this is going to be something that's up against a wall or some other building is going to butt up against it. And if you're looking at it from just the front, people aren't going to see the back that often. But for me, spending all this time putting this together and knowing that there's a great attention to detail throughout this piece, having that back as plain and boring as it is was very disappointing. Let's go inside now and take a look what's going on inside. The side of this building opens up and we do have some big old sections here. And as I knock things over, where to start in this building? Well, why don't we start on the ground floor, the place where the Ecto-1 is supposed to be parked, and guess what? The Ecto-1 does not fit in this thing at all, so you can kind of forget about that. But there are boxes. I'm guessing these are boxes that are stacked up, and you've got the reception area, which I thought the reception area was really detailed. We've got a boom box in the back. We've got little lamps. We've got a mechanic station for repairing the Ecto-1. You've got places where people can sit. It's just, this first floor is really cool. You've got newspapers lying around, filing cabinets, everything that you would expect to find on this main first floor. On the fold-out side, you have a cabinet or a series of lockers that everyone can store their stuff in, and you can find the proton packs easily store inside of all those, although I think you have to fiddle with them just a little bit to get the doors completely closed. A lot of stickers in this piece, and I was not super straight in getting those stickers on. First of all, the nameplates aren't aligned straight up and down to begin with, and so it made it a little confusing getting those stickers on. Little tiny stickers, old eyes, but it still makes it really nice. I like how the bricks create this pattern on the wall where it goes green part way up, and then you have the white and green stripes throughout. On the other wall leading upstairs, you have the containment unit. Remember, when the light is green, the trap is clean, and you're good to go. I do like that, though, if you close this entire setup, this is self-contained inside. So it's a nice continuation or a flow from one area of the playset into another. And I like that they included the stairs, because growing up, that was one thing that always kind of was weird to me as a kid, is that where are the steps? How are people supposed to get from one level to another? I guess it doesn't matter. Use your imagination. But it's nice to see that the stairs are included all the way up to the third floor. And as I mentioned, from the outside part of the piece, it's nice to see that those doors do lead out to the fire escape and that you can get out safely if you need to. Let's go up to the second level. And in the second level, this is the living quarters for our heroes. And we've got a little dining set. We have a refrigerator. We have fireplaces. We have a cooking area. We even have a little Ghostbusters video game in case you want to play some video games in your downtime. And then behind this door, we go into a little living area that has three beds. I like the design of these beds a lot. And a big picture window and a bathroom. I don't know what that yellow stuff is. Is it supposed to be slime? Because I'm hoping it's slime, because if it's supposed to be guys that are bachelors that don't know how to clean up after themselves, that's kind of disgusting. Really, kind of disgusting. I mean, there's even yellow stuff in the shower. Is that supposed to be a grate for the shower, or is that supposed to be something else? I don't know, and again, it's kind of disturbing. On to the third floor, and this is where we have a little rec room. Nice pool table, nice billiards table there, some maps and art on the wall. You can play some darts, another box, there's a computer, and then you've got Egon's lab where you can do those experiments with Tully and see what's going on with him. I really like all of the detail included in all of these little levels, because it makes the environment seem more real and seem like it's appropriate and belongs. On the flip side, and this is something that was a little weird to me because, again, I don't remember it from any of the movies, or maybe it's from the animated movie, I don't know. But here we have another laboratory area where something is going on, but more disturbing are the posters that are on the wall and the door that appears to be locked. I don't know what that's there for. I don't know what it represents, but it is interesting. Finally, the thing I think a lot of people are going to have fun with is the fire pole, where your characters can grab a hold and go all the way down to the bottom, from the top floor to the second floor to the third floor. It doesn't matter, first floor. That's a really neat feature. I like it a lot. I'm glad that they were able to include it, and I'm glad they were able to figure out a way to incorporate it into this set so that the characters could move freely up and down, and it wasn't some hassle to get the handles from the bottom to the top each time. I really like that a lot. So that is a look at this giant set. And while building this, and again, it took a long time to build, there were some things that I found were really, really odd. Some odd choices in brick selection. For example, on the top of these windows on the sides where you have this little black bricks running along, instead of just using a 1x2 black brick or two 1x1 black bricks, they used some 1x1 bricks that had holes through the middle of them, and those holes don't do anything to the aesthetic of the design or anything. It's just there. And I have a feeling you could have done the same thing with a 2x2 brick. Maybe not, I don't know, but I thought that was really odd. And then there was another piece, and you don't see it in the time lapse, but as I was building it, there was the little telescope piece that you guys are probably familiar with. While building one of the corners, it's over here in this corner, there's a little telescope piece that you just put in as kind of filler material for that corner as you're building things up around it. Once you have it built, you can't access it. So it makes me wonder, what were they thinking when they put it in there? Again, maybe this is something from the movies, or maybe something from the animated movie that or animated show that I'm missing out on, but that was really odd. And there are other kind of things like this throughout this piece that make me wonder, why did they choose those bricks over maybe more traditional bricks when putting this thing together? Still though, this is not something that I'm going to be taking apart anytime soon. This is not something that I'm going to just shut into a closet somewhere and wait for a yard sale to occur in 20 years where I hopefully can sell this for 2 or 3 times its price. Probably not, since it's already out of the box, right? It feels like it has as many pieces as the Shield helicarrier that we put together a while ago. It certainly feels like it's got as many pieces because of the length of time that it put together. And it's going to be on display for quite some time here at the Major Spoilers HQ. Should you get this set? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if you should get this set. It certainly looks great. It certainly has a ton of minifigures. The design looks fantastic. The detail is fantastic. It's going to give you hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of entertainment putting it together. But there's a price issue that I think is going to keep a lot of people back. So you're going to have to be a big Ghostbusters fan, first of all, to want to get this, and then having to shell out the money for it. There's just some oddities in this piece, in this set that, as I mentioned with the bricks that go into different places for odd reasons. And then, of course, my big disappointment is the back of the set that is just basically, hey, here's the back, enjoy, that I just didn't like a whole lot. Still, there's some beauty in this. There's a lot of work that went into putting this set together. And if you do purchase it, I think it will be something that you will want to put on display. You can put the Ecto-1 right in front if you already have that one. And you can have the two pieces kind of work in conjunction with one another. It would have been nice if we could have gotten a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in some way, shape, or form to go with this set. That probably would have pushed it over 5,000 pieces at that point. There were a lot of leftover pieces after putting this set together. But I don't know. I have some mixed feelings. I don't have buyer's remorse. Don't get me wrong, I don't have buyer's remorse, but I'm not sure I can just say, hey everybody, run out and buy this set, because it's for a very specific group of people. I don't think kids will enjoy this as much. I mean, they'll enjoy it after they've got it built, but I think this is a good bonding moment with parents and children, because you can spend all the time putting it together, and the kids will enjoy playing with it afterwards. But I don't think this is something that someone who's 8 years old would be have fun putting this together. I think they'll get bored because it is repetitious building the building basically a giant rectangle again and again and again. So yeah, you're going to have to kind of make this decision on your own. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's going to be out in public. It's going to be out in a public space at the Major Spoilers HQ so people can see it because it is nice. I'm giving it a thumbs up, but I'm not sure I can recommend it for you to buy. So take that for what it's worth. If you like the imagery that you saw, great. If that's convincing you to buy it, great. But be aware that it's going to take you a long time to put this together. So there you go. That is the Ghostbusters Firehouse HQ. It's from LEGO. It's set 75827. I hope you enjoyed this extra long edition of our LEGO builds that we've put together for you. If you have any questions or comments, use the area below, the comment section below. I'd love to read your comments. Follow me on Twitter. If you have any questions, just shout them out. I'm more than happy to answer them for you. And visit our website, majorspoilers.com. I'd love to see you over there and commenting on some of the stories that we have over there. If you like comic books or pop culture or movie stuff, I mean, we've got stuff about the new Ghostbusters movie there. We've got stuff about a lot of things over at majorspoilers.com. Go check it out. Until next time, thank you, everybody. I'm going to go try and find a spot for this because it's huge and heavy. And until next time, take care.